Marie has the power to manipulate blood, both her own and others. This is an incredibly graphic ability, and unrestrained, it can cause many problems. Marie is also highly intelligent and determined to become a hero and prove to the world and her estranged sister that her power can be heroic, not just horrific. Past of Marie MOREAU. Shortly after Marie's birth, her parents accepted Vort's offer to inject her with compound V, subsequently transforming her into a soup and granting her superhuman powers and abilities. In 2015, while living a simple life with her parents, watching A-Train's inclusion in The 7 on TV, and playing with her little sister by taking pictures of her in goofy positions, Marie begins to feel bad because of the arrival of her first period and goes to the bathroom to check it. When the first drops of blood flows, Marie manifests her blood manipulation powers for the first time by indirectly levitating the blood into the air. She panicked, attracting her mother, who forced the door open, only for Marie to uncontrollably create a blood projectile which she accidentally launched, severing her mother's carotid artery. Her father then arrives, horrified at the sight of his wife dying, and his panic produces such pressure on Marie that she causes the blood spilled on the floor to explode, fatally piercing her father's body. Soon, Annabeth discovers with horror the corpses of her parents, while her sister looks at her in distress. Years later, Marie is cynical, hating herself, defeatist, desperate, and aspires to join the 7 to become a true heroine, but above all with the intention of seeing Annabeth again, while suffering from post-traumatic stress since the death of her parents, who manifests itself when she uses her powers, which she deeply hates despite having accepted them as part of her. Just like Victoria Newman, Marie also has the blood manipulation powers. She can use this ability on her own blood by extending it through her palms in the form of tendrils, or forming basic structures such as whips and floating masses to both grasp objects or people and launch offensive attacks. However, she can't release her blood through anything other than an open wound, hence why she carries around a switchblade so she can readily cut her hand open when needed. It remains uncertain whether she experiences any pain when using this ability, or if she is at personal risk of severe blood loss if it was used carelessly. Furthermore, she is also capable of manipulating blood from others, even on woundless targets, such as funneling a large amount of blood into a selected extremity of the recipient and causing that part of them to bloodily explode in the process. Marie has demonstrated identical use of her powers to Victoria Newman, sharing her ability to explode a person's body part using their blood. For instance, she exploded Kate's arm just by concentrating. However, it seems that unlike Victoria, she does not have to maintain eye contact with her target, nor do her eyes become cloudy when she uses her abilities. She can also make blood itself explode, as she did to her mother's when she first discovered her powers in a panic attack. Marie has also demonstrated her ability to medically use blood manipulation for non-harmful purposes, such as halting the flow of blood from gaping wounds and preventing strokes. Marie also has a kind of blood sense, as she has manifested supernatural awareness linked to blood-related phenomena. For instance, she could discern that Sam had blood under his fingernails, which didn't belong to him. Furthermore, she accurately predicted the day Emma would start her menstrual period. In addition, Marie could distinguish variations in blood where electronic trackers were implanted in herself and Jordan Lee, as well as sense a decline in Kate Dunlap's pulse, and Marie was also able to identify the presence of compound V in Victoria Newman's bloodstream. Marie also possesses a limited but rapid regenerative healing ability. She can quickly recover from small cuts on her body. It is seen several times when she cuts her hands to use her blood as a weapon. Marie also quickly recovered from her injury after removing the tracker from her neck. Other than these injuries, she might also be able to recover from large injuries, but probably not from life-threatening injuries. Like many other soups, in this universe Marie possesses an indeterminate degree of resilience. She demonstrated remarkable fortitude by enduring an assault from Sam, which propelled her against the wall, yet she promptly regained her footing. Marie, while attempting to prevent Sam from causing harm to Kate, withstood a forceful blow that hurled her a considerable distance. Marie also withstood several blows from Maverick, a soup that has limbs as tough as diamonds and is strong enough to send her flying. Marie also displayed an exceptional degree of resilience when she successfully withstood Homelander's heat vision. However, it is plausible to consider that Homelander might not have exerted his full lethal force upon Marie, opting instead to utilize a less potent version of his heat vision, though Andre later remarks that anyone else would have been dead if they were hit with Homelander's heat vision instead of Marie. How her powers and trauma changed Marie. So, Marie basically appears as a kind and compassionate person who has good morals. However, her means sometimes were too straightforward, thus leading her to make the dumb decision. For example, after being requested by Jordan Lee to tell the truth about them fighting Golden Boy, she tarnished her own reputation by telling the truth when Tech Knight interrogated her in class, despite the fact that Jordan didn't want her to bury herself in the process. The reason why she wanted to do the right thing and be a hero is deeply rooted in her past trauma, where she unintentionally killed her parents with her period blood when her power first manifested. She wants to prove to everyone, especially her sister Annabeth, that she is not a monster. The immense guilt also caused her self-harm tendency. At first, she only wanted to be Hero, someone her sister could look up to, but over time she changed, and now just wants to be a good person and actually help people. When first arrived at Godolkin, due to spending most of the time isolated in Red River, Marie is seen as socially inept and is not quite good at having normal conversations with others. She is also unaware of how to use technology, since in her time at the Institute, she never had access to social media, and there was barely one computer she had to borrow from the rest of the orphans with a time limit to use it. Because of this, Marie is unaware of social media influencers such as Golden Boy, a top-ranked student candidate to become part of the Seven, or popular people in the media like Emma Meyer, who has her own channel on YouTube. However, she eventually starts to overcome these difficulties thanks to Emma, and slowly becomes more open and capable of socializing with others. Marie also doesn't like to emotionally open herself to others, and is often seen trying to not let them discover that she is an orphan that comes from Red River Institute and she accidentally killed her parents, probably because of her guilt of that incident, and also due to her fear of being considered a monster like her sister told her she is. As a result, she is often lying about her parents. Connection between Marie and Victoria. So, Newman's relationship and similarities to Marie go far deeper than just helping her get into Godolkin University. In the same conversation, Newman reveals that the two actually have the same blood-manipulating powers, being able to cut open their hands and mold the flow of blood, using it like a weapon. It should be stressed that this doesn't hint that the two women are related, because Marie's parents are different from Newman's, but it shows that Newman understands Marie's potential for development and doesn't want her stuck at Red River for the rest of her life. She's taken a liking to Marie, saying that she wants her to have a shot at real power. Another way that the pair are connected is that they're both from the Red River Institute, meaning that Newman understands the difficulties associated with growing up there. Luckily for Newman, she managed to get out aged 12 when Stan Edgar adopted her. Marie, on the other hand, was unable to leave until she was accepted into Godolkin University at a much later age. It shows that despite Newman's manipulative personality, she's at least willing to look out for some people less fortunate than herself, a quality lacking in many other soups in the world of the boys. Or it's possible that Newman just wants to use Marie, just like Stan Edgar used her. Are Marie's powers better than Newman's? While the two characters may appear to have relatively similar levels of power at a glance, Gen V hints that Marie Moreau is more powerful than Victoria Newman. Marie has already shown far more versatility with her abilities, using her blood as a whip, as a projectile, preventing blood loss in injured people, sensing biological details, and also mimicking Newman by exploding parts of people's bodies. From what the franchise has shown so far, Marie's overall skills and flexibility with the blood power are greater than Newman's, who only seems to blow up body parts. Gen V shows that Victoria can, just like Marie, externally control her blood, meaning she may be more skilled than what has been shown on screen thus far. On the other hand, Gen V has depicted Marie using her power to control the speed of another person's blood flow. If Victoria Newman could do this, she would have surely used that power to kill her enemies more subtly. This hints that Marie's range of powers is greater than Newman's. When Gen V started, Marie did not look like a standout student in terms of power, yet as the spin-off has progressed, she has broken into the Godolkin top 10, becoming the first freshman to do so. Marie was part of the Red River Institute before going to Godolkin, meaning she never had any proper training or opportunity to explore her strength. Gen V has confirmed Marie's powers are improving by showing her constantly using them in new ways, and both Indira Shetty and Victoria Newman have demonstrated great interest in her for this reason. Given the short amount of time Marie has spent in this environment, it is obvious that she could still become way more powerful. If someone with combat experience mentors her, or if Marie is forced to continue fighting alongside her friends to uncover Godolkin's secret, she may grow even more dangerous. Marie seems to have good intentions, but when forced into difficult situations, she is capable of hurting people, just like she did with her father, Rufus and Kate. If Marie masters her powers, not only can she continue saving lives, but she could also take them by completely exploding enemies the same way Victoria Newman does. Despite the similarities in their abilities, Marie's powers already seem capable of beating Victoria's. While imagining how a fight would play out between them is slightly difficult, the advantage is definitely with Marie. The fact that each character can control the other's blood cancels out the possibility of popping the other's head. This would mean resorting purely to combat, and Marie's skill of using her blood as a whip or to create bullets gives her the edge over Newman. Gen V has shown Marie is capable of weaponizing blood, while Newman avoids getting her hands dirty, making Marie the more likely winner. But to be honest, I can't be sure, because Newman is a very smart character, and she would definitely have some hidden tricks. But we will talk about that in some other video. So yeah, that's all for this one, and thanks for watching.